I want to look very briefly at the history of electricity, which has always been dangerous right from the beginning. In 1889, when we had full-scale electrification of the USA and Europe, there was a 4-year flu pandemic, and of course the symptoms of flu are almost identical to the symptoms of electromagnetic radiation poisoning. When Marconi was setting up his telegraphy, his wireless telegraphy on the Isle of Wight, 90% of the bees died. And when they brought in fresh bees, those bees also died within 1 week. We had the Spanish flu epidemic at the end of the First World War. And my colleague Arthur Furstenberg, my colleague on the 5G space appeal, attributes that to very powerful radio transmitters, which were introduced at the end of the First World War. That killed 50 million. 1957, Asian flu due to radar. 1968, Hong Kong flu. That coincided with 28 military satellites going up for space surveillance. Then in 1997, when we had the mass introduction of cell phones, we had a 31% increase in diabetes in the US in 1 year. Stork pairs have been found they don't build nests and they don't incubate eggs. They just fight if they're within a short distance of a cell tower. Professor Ole Johansson has established that when we had the advent of AM radio, FM radio, colour television, we had breast, prostate and lung cancer increases. And then, when AM radio was withdrawn in 1978, we had a corresponding decrease. When cell phones were introduced in the UK, the sparrow population declined 75%. Here you can see at the bottom here the green is the natural background radiation. Then you can see the yellow, that shows you exposure in the 1950s. The orange shows you the 1980s and the red shows you the 2010s, which we're now above. An international study showing us the results of the last 20 years, absolutely devastating health impacts. And the leader of the study said it was a silent or hidden epidemic. Of course, we know what that epidemic is, and it is definitely hidden, and it's called wireless technology. So we have several generations of wireless technology. It is all digitally pulsed and modulated, and it is all alien to our biology. It's all killer tech. 5G is a weapon. I have the documents. We know it's a weapon. It's established that it's a weapon. We also have 4 weapons experts campaigning against electromagnetic radiation, wireless technology and 5G. This is what we're facing. We're facing being blanketed, every inch of the planet being blanketed with 5G and wireless radiation. And it's going to come at us from absolutely everywhere, and especially from space and from the stratosphere. And this puts our ionosphere and the entire planet in danger. David Bohm, who was a protege of Einstein, told us that we have this tendency in the West to fragment everything. We do not see things as connected. So he said that we believe that we can extract the valuable parts of the earth without affecting the whole. We think it's possible to treat parts of our body and not be concerned with the whole. We think it's possible to deal with various problems in our society without addressing the problems in our society as a whole. Bohm argued passionately that our current way of fragmenting the world into parts not only doesn't work, but may even lead to our extinction. That's where we are now. So what we need is to rethink everything that we do, and we need to understand that everything is connected. And this awakening that's going on, I think, because of 5G is the key to the awakening. This is so horrendous that you only have one choice. You cannot hide from this. You must confront it. So the awakening is not something that takes place out there. The awakening is something that takes place in here. We do it individually. And in combating 5G, we do it one person at a time, and everybody is essential to this. We must make CEOs and government ministers liable for all of this. This is alien to our biology. It has been killing us slowly since its introduction. We must not expand the use of electricity in general. We need to cut it back. We know that cell phones and Wi-Fi were never tested for health and safety, and we should not be using them. They destroy us, our children, our fertility, our minds, and our planetary home. Wireless technology cannot be made safe by reducing the power because there are effects at near zero power. It's not a question of high power or low power. There are always effects because it's alien to our biology. Now, people talk about the options of fibre optic cable or Li-Fi. This would be even worse. They've rolled out fibre optic cable here in Vienna, and I have been suffering from this for 2 weeks. Fibre optic cable enables 5G. If you don't want 5G, don't go for fibre optic cable. In terms of Li-Fi, our bodies work with biophotons, so it's even worse if you pulse and modulate light. This would kill us even faster. These are not options. So there's one solution only, and that is to say no, to get conscious, to awaken, and to get rid of your phone. People say, oh, but I must have the baby photos. Well, if you don't mind killing the baby, then please hang on to your phone for the baby photos. But we have to understand what this technology is doing to us. You need to smash your phone. I smashed mine in January 2019. Get a landline. They are currently ripping out copper cable all over the planet, so you will have no option for a landline. So please get a landline now. Or one possibility would be to keep your smartphone computer, but not as a phone. Don't ever connect it to Wi-Fi. Just have it as a computer.